Okay, so David with Supreme Power Wash. Just wanted to go over a downstream injector here. So this one has been giving us some problems, and I was just going to dissect it, and figured I'd shoot a video and just kind of give general working knowledge of how these things work. So this particular one is a 2.1 millimeter orifice, so they come in different sizes. I believe the three sizes are 1.8, 2.1, and 2.3. 1.8 is for a 4-gallon a minute machine or smaller. The 2.1 is actually rated for, I believe, 4 to 5.5 gallon a minute, and then the 2.3 is for 8 GPM and greater. I purposefully use the 2.1 to give me a little bit better draw, gives me a little bit stronger mix on a 200-foot hose. So in any case, just a little piece of information there. So obviously it's got male threads on both sides of the injector. It works on a Venturi effect. It is a one-way flow, so you can see the arrows there pointing this way. So when you install these injectors, you need to install them to where the water is flowing in the right direction. And as the water passes through the injector, it creates a suction, a draw, which you connect a hose to this barb, and this hose will go into your mix bucket or whatever soap or acid or solution you're trying to draw, you're trying to downstream. The most common issue with these downstream injectors, so there's a ball in there with a spring, and there's a little O-ring. Over time, that O-ring wears, and a lot of times that ball will end up sticking. I'll show you once I take this barb off, but a lot of times it's handy. Just keep like a wire or something handy. Let me see what I have here. I believe this will be small enough. So if you just stick it down in this barb here, once it goes in right there, I can feel it hit the ball. I can feel right there. And if I continue to push, there, so it goes in further. So that's pushing the ball down. That I can feel the spring tension kind of pushing back. Look, if I push down, let go. See if you can see this. See how it kind of pushes the screwdriver back out. So that actually feels good. I'm surprised that wasn't working. But in any case, let me go ahead. I've already loosened this barb. Take this barb off here. There's going to be, you got to be careful when you take this apart, because there's going to be a little ball with a spring right there. That looks clear. Don't see any obstructions through the barb. This ball and spring. Again, that spring looks pretty good, as you can see there. A lot of times they'll be real corroded, or you'll see a lot of debris on there. This one actually looks pretty good. And the same thing with this ball. I see a little bit of marking. I'm not sure if you can see that, but right along there, looks like it was rusting a little bit. So that rust might have caused it to stick in place, and that's why it wasn't drawing. So down inside here, there is a O-ring. And if you take a 5/32 Allen head, you can remove the orifice that creates the venturi. You can see down in there. This will cause problems as well. You can see there, that is not terrible. I've seen them a lot worse, but that does show some wear. So these are the main parts inside of a downstream injector. Really, I consider these a consumable item. When they start to give me problems, I take them off and replace them, throw them in the trash can. I would suggest at a minimum keeping something small and handy, like either this screwdriver. It could be as simple as a paper clip, anything, just something that you can push down in that barb, push the ball, make sure the ball's not stuck and you feel that spring tension pushing back. That's about as far as I'll go in the field, for maintenance purposes. Obviously, you need to pull the hose off the barb and then push down in there. And if that doesn't fix your problem, I'll remove the injector, install a new one, throw it in the trash can. They do make what they call acid rebuild kits, and basically the difference is this ball, instead of it being steel or whatever construction it's made out of, whatever metal construction, it's actually like a ceramic or a polymer type composite that will hold up to acids and last longer, supposedly. I've still had problems with those in the past, but in any case, we do keep those on hand as well if I know I'm going to be spraying acid or whatnot. It's also helpful when you use these anytime you downstream, when you're done, just stick your dipstick tube, your hose that connects on this barb, down into something with water, and just draw some water. Just rinse it out. It's the bottom line. Keep it rinsed after every use. I've had these injectors brand new last one job, literally, and I've had injectors last 3, 4, maybe even 6 months. It's kind of, no pun intended, but luck of the draw, honestly. I don't know what it is. These things are finicky. I really don't like them. I prefer just dedicated pump and rinse. But downstreaming does have its place. It is helpful. And hopefully this video just kind of gives you a little bit of a working knowledge on how they work. And hope it helps. Any questions, feel free to ask.